We can get some extra copies.
Well, it's an extra one, I feel.
And then maybe, okay.
I'm keeping that one.
Okay, thank you. And what I'm doing today is just basically give us some basic, instructions on writing a resume, and maybe later on we'll have an actual resume writing workshop. You know, we can go into, in depth on the different, you know, where you are, if you're a student, or if you're mid-career, if you're, you know, post-career, if you're retirement, you know, and you want to go back into the workforce. Yes, sir.
What is that work, like, you had a job like 3 years ago, and then they asked for like work history, you like have that whole blank.
Well, you normally will have to explain gaps in your employment, but you have to put down whatever your experience is, you know, you have to put that down on the resume. But if you have long gaps in your employment, they will usually want you to expound on that, explain, you know, the reason for that. Yes, ma'am.
You've been, I say you've been working. How do you explain your career status as in experienced or, you know, moderate or a lack career status? Does it depend on the amount of years that you have worked or how long you stayed at the job?
Okay. Are you asking me about the skill level?
Yeah.
So normally they use the word working knowledge or proficiency.
Right. Yeah.
Right, so if you just have like mediocre knowledge, you would say working knowledge.
Or entry level.
Entry level, right. If you are proficient, like in software, if that's your specialty, you want to emphasize proficiency and da-da-da-da.
So it also depends on how many years that you've been working in that field.
Not so much years that you're experienced.
Yeah.
You can do that. So like me, I'm strong in computer software. So I always put proficiency in Microsoft Office, and I list the different areas of Microsoft Office. That sticks out in your resume. Now, Excel, I'm like, so I put working knowledge up. I can get around Excel, but I'm not proficient.
Yeah. You're not a subject matter expert. Now, some people even use that term, you know, in their resume. I'm a subject matter expert, you know, in this area. And you can get away with using that acronym if you can back it up with, you know, what training you had, how many years you've worked in this, you know, if you've trained other employees, you know, on your job, then you can back that up with using the word, I'm a subject matter expert, you know, in this area. Okay, let's keep going. Now, good questions. I love the questions. So, if you have any other questions, just kind of write them down when you're thinking, and we're gonna get to a question answering section here. Put the most important information on the first line of writing a paragraph. The first line is read the most. Use bold caps for your name on page 1. Put your name at the top of the page and on the top of the first page and on the second page of your resume if you have a second page. Now I'm going to say, let's try not to go past the second page. If you have a 3 or 4 page resume, it's probably not going to get looked at. I don't care how wonderful it looks. You know, they're going to just slide that right to the side. So is your name in bold?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Spell out numbers under 10, including 10. You want to spell it out. Don't use the digital number. Anything under 10, write it out. What not to put on your resume? The word resume. Okay, thank you. The word resume. You don't have to put at the top, you know, Valerie London's resume. They know it's a resume. You don't have to ramble on about your objective statement, and we didn't really get to that yet, but your objective statement is a statement that clearly describes what it is that you want to do, and that what is your aspirations, what it is that you really want to do in that job. your salary information on your resume. Full addresses of former employers, reasons for leaving the job, a personal section or personal statistics, except in special cases, names of supervisors, and or, well, your references. You can sometimes attach a reference list, but again, I would advise not to do that. You can have your reference list when you get to the interview. Accuracy, honesty, and stressing the truth. Make sure that you can back up what you say on your resume. Keep the claims you make within the range of your own integrity. There is nothing wrong with pumping things up in your resume so you communicate who you are, what you can do, at your very best. Did you ever see an ad that didn't pump up the features that hope that they will convince you to buy that product? Can I ask you to hold on? Answer that question? About 5 minutes. Thank you. But write it down so you don't forget, okay? In fact, you're being foolish if you seek to convey a careful, balanced portrait of yourself. You want to knock their socks off. Okay. I'm going to just hit on here real quickly about, let me hit on this real quick. When you are applying for a job, yes, you're going to make sure that your resume is outstanding. If you're applying for a company, obviously you've never worked for that company, and you're hoping to get the interview, and yes, your resume was so outstanding that they called you right away for an interview. What type of preparation are you going to do? Yes, ma'am.
You got to go in and do some research on the company.
Absolutely. Thank you. The number one thing, you want to do research on that company. You're not just applying for the job to get the job. You're not applying for the job just to have added income. Thank you. You want to know as much as you can about that company. Because when you're sitting in that interview and they ask you, why do you want to come work for us? You don't want to sit there and say, well, I need a job. Well, I heard you was a good company. Well, I have a friend that works here, and she said you guys have good benefits. Okay. They will be like, making notes the whole time. Don't call this one back for a second interview. Okay. Okay. My timer keeps telling me I got about 2 minutes. Boy, we need a whole half day on this. Okay. So this is the company website. Look up their website. Take down some notes. Memorize some very important things about that company. All right. I don't know if we're going to get to the cover letter, you guys. Let me just say, Did I type out anything about cover letter? No. Okay.